I designed this track riser for my son's HO scale model train. When Creality reached out about sharing how to use Crealitycloud's print settings feature, I didn't know at the time, but this was perfect because I had success in printing these with a heavy bottom to increase stability and wasn't sure how to share that. This ended up being the solution to my problem. And so we want to show you that these print settings can be more than just default settings. You can really improve your model quality and performance for different use cases. But first, what is a print setting file? Well, it's a file with a 3MF extension with a sneaky secret. If you change the extension to .zip, you can actually view what's inside. Don't get too excited. It's exactly what you'd expect. The model, metadata like settings we're about to change, and some preview images. We can customize any print parameter in Creality Print 5.1 or greater and upload this file for you or anyone to use. I already exported the final model from Tinkercad, so the first step is to import the model you want to provide settings for. If you didn't double-click the model from the File Explorer, you can go to File, Import, Model File, and choose your model. Before we change print settings, verify that you have the correct nozzle, bed, and filament selected for your printer. Below the filament are the print setting options. We only have one object, so we're going to use the global option, but you could change these same settings for each object if you have more than one. You can also select this button for more advanced settings, but that's out of scope for this video, so let's see what's in each panel. The most frequently changed option in the quality panel is your layer height. We're going to revisit the strength panel in our second print setting since you'll find walls and infill here, which is what we changed to increase its bottom weight. Speed settings are only available with advanced settings. My model doesn't require supports, but the support panel is where you can enable and configure them. Finally, the other panel has everything else, like skirts and print sequence. Our first print setting will be the slicer's default setting, so we can go to File, Save as Project, and name it something descriptive. Now I want to share the print settings I use to make the model bottom heavy to increase its stability. On the strength pane, I'll update the wall loops to 3, bottom shell thickness to 10 mm, so essentially the first centimeter is 100% infill, and remaining infill to 25%. Just like with the last settings, we can go to File, Save as Project, name it something descriptive enough to differentiate it from the default settings. Make sure you're testing your print settings, and I did with this white PLA and this black ABS. If you upload bad settings, then your upload will get removed and can be reported. So make sure your printer is calibrated, leveled, and you're using the filament that hasn't been stored in a sauna because moisture is bad for filament. Verify the quality is up to expectations, take a picture, and we'll continue to Crealitycloud's website to upload our settings. Head to Crealitycloud.com, make an account if you don't already have one, and click on this plus icon and click Upload Model. When you save as a project, you get a 3MF file, so click Yes, we have a 3MF file. Click Add and locate that 3MF file. You can also upload the STL file and instructions like a PDF on how to print it if you have them. That could be useful if gluing or assembly is required. From here, it's like any other upload where you can set public or private, name, category for your model, images, tag, description. Is it an original or a remix, a license, price, and whether it's FDM like ours or a resin print. There is a review process, but we can still add our second print settings while we wait. When you're on your model page or anyone else's you want to contribute to, you can see the print settings at the top, and when you scroll down, you could upload a new one. You'll see a thumbnail of the model, a place to upload another picture, which is required, and you have to provide a description in the print settings. Click on Submit at the bottom of the page. That's it. Let's say you have a problem with a model that can be solved by adjusting print settings. You now know how to upload a solution for the community to use, and the 3D printing community is one of the most active and helpful I've ever seen. Now that we know how to add print settings, you can also search and filter for models with existing print settings. While browsing, you can expand the Show Only Models section and click With Print Settings. From here, you can click on any model, and there should be print settings you can click on to launch Creality Print, where you can send it to your printer or modify the settings some more. This is a great way to give print options to those of us looking at models or suggested settings for anyone brand new to printing. When I first started, these tested settings helped me troubleshoot my own printer, knowing that the slicer probably wasn't the issue. I feel like this is an actual solution for my issue here, because if you're downloading my model, I want you to know that this is a bottom heavy print that solves a real wobble issue on small HO scale layouts. You may not have that problem, and default settings may be fine and cheaper, but you have the option to choose where you start from. In the rare instance, I feel someone else's model can be improved with different settings, I'll be sure to contribute too. Thank you, Creality, for helping me out with this one, and I hope everyone else takes another look at how useful providing print settings can be for both new and experienced users.